When you walk into a grocery store, oftentimes we see people and clerks taking stuff off the shelf, inventorying what's going on, how much they have, what they don't have, and some of the items that have to be removed. That's taking an inventory. And today I'm going to ask you to take an inventory of your resentments. I'm going to ask you to take a look at the stuff that gets in your way of your happiness. And I have a tool that I really want you to follow that's very effective on how to deal with your resentments. And in the 12-step recovery program, we call it a 4th-step inventory. And I'll tell you, the first time that I ever did this, it took me 4 years because it had a fearless and moral inventory. And when I saw fearless and moral, I was like, I was neither of those. And I had to get to the point where I could accept my fearlessness and or fearfulness and my lack of morality, to say it another way. So here is how you do it. It's called a 4-step inventory. The link is below. It's all formatted and you can print it out, you can look at it, and you can use it for yourself. So the first thing to do is to think about and name one thing that you're resentful about over people, places, ideas, institutions, and write that down. Now, I use my ex-husband for an example, and I had 72 resentments. I still have that list. It was on a big old blackboard like this. And then what was the cause? What happened to make me feel so angry? So I had those 72 things. I just wrote them all out. Yep. I was mad about him always being late and not calling me and ignoring me and um, doing things without my knowledge. And it was, ooh, and what did it affect? And that's the third thing. So the first thing is, what are your resentments? Who are you resentful to? What was the cause? And what did it affect? And so here are the things that it affects: my self-esteem, my pride, my emotional security, my ambitions, my finances, my personal relations, my sexual relations. And so that's what you'll do. So next to every resentment that you have, you will write down what it impacted. Okay? So think about that. And then what you do is, where was I to blame? Where was I participating in this? And how was I anticipating it? Was I dishonest? Was I selfish? Was I self-serving? Was I self-seeking? Was I frightened? Was I inconsiderate? And then we talk about the nature of our wrong, specific behavior, emotions, and actions that caused the harm. And this was such a fascinating experience because when I finished, I shared it with somebody, a very close friend of mine that I trusted, and she said, Patty, I want you to circle everything that you had in common, all the feelings, everything that it impacted, everything that it affected. And it affected and my emotional security and my self-esteem. And I felt so lonely. And she said that was your running theme in your relationship with him. And so that meant that I just didn't have the courage. I didn't have the skills or the awareness of how to deal with these situations. And so when I shared this with my friend, I had this huge relief because I could see me. Now, what I want you to be very careful of when you do this particular exercise is to be really gentle with yourself, because it is eye-opening to see how I really feel, who I really am being. And that's why it's important to take a self-inventory. And oh, by the way, if you could just lay off other people what they need to do and just focus on what you need to do. Take your own inventory and somebody else's. That would be awesome. And today I'm reading from The Courage to Change, and it says, isn't it exasperating to go to the grocery store for an item only to find the shelf empty? And fortunately, grocers can correct the situation by taking an inventory to learn which shelves need replenishment. This is the same true for me. This inventory illuminates my empty spaces, my shortcomings, and this does not have to be a painful process or scary. I don't have to pass judgment or condemn an empty shelf. But unless I take the time to become aware of it, I won't do anything to feel it. or to fill it. And the problem will continue. By taking inventory, my empty spots can be filled with the help of the remaining steps if you are in a 12-step recovery program. I experience the healing power whenever the formerly hurtful circumstances recur, while the pain that I once felt does not. And I really invite you to do this practice. Look in the link below, and please share this with somebody, and maybe put a comment if you need some help with the inventory. Just put in inventory below and I will help you with it. I love you.